I just muted you. Oh, you have to leave? Sorry, I just muted you.
Sorry, I have to leave. I'll see you later. Bye.
Bye. All right, well, here we are in the Zoom room. And let's get started. So I called this one Vast, Spacious Freedom, Balanced Form, and a Healthy Body Mind. So we're going to work on all the things to come towards a sense of vast expansiveness, freedom in our body, movement, mobility, flow in our cells and in our tissues, health, and some form and some balance within that. All the things to feel like you can be a person on the planet today. So let's start with breathing. Actually, let's not start with breathing. Let's start with rubbing your hands together. Just bringing some energy into your hands. Breathing while you bring the energy into your hands. Really feeling the sensation of your two hands, feeling what your hand skin feels like, what the speed of your rubbing is like, and if there's some heat being accumulating with the rubbing. And then let's inhale, open up, lift up, and then exhale as if we're grounding our energy, connecting to the earth. So inhaling, gathering in, filling up, and then exhaling, energy coming down, feeling our feet on the planet, feet on the floor. Inhale, lift, exhale, softening down, expansive breath, exhale, bringing it together and coming down. Inhale up, gathering in the heavens, and exhale, connecting down to the earth. One more, inhale, expansive, and exhale, grounding your energy, centering yourself. So we're going to do some different energy exercises as well as like physical fitness exercises and some lymphatic stuff. We're going to start with the lymph flush. So hands rubbing together one more time, right hand to upper left collarbone. And you're going to kind of go above and below the collarbone to really get in there. This is the lymph flush that I learned from Perry Nicholson, who's a chiropractor. You can find him at Stop Chasing Pain on YouTube, or maybe it's just Dr. Perry Nicholson, and also on Instagram and many other places. And he's offering a lot of great material. So I have followed a lot of his work. But then I've also seen other people offer it. So getting up here, this is where the lymph is returning into the subclavian, through the subclavian vein, back into the heart as that stuff filters back out. And then the other side, same thing. So this is that final like doorway into the return. So we want this area to be clear. You can kind of move around. We're working with these areas where there are a lot of lymph nodes. And here, particularly coming into the subclavian vein, that is a lot coming in there. And the more you can relax your tongue, your throat, find some movement in your body to help that flow happen. Right, so freedom for the lymph to move through our body, detoxifying, carrying away the waste. Then we're going to come up. I'm going to do them both at the same time around the angle of the jaw. This is where I tend to like to slow down my movement a little bit. Yeah, and I can feel that my lymph nodes have, they're a little bit sticky. So with this kind of work, you want to make sure that you are drinking enough fluids during the day. Somebody asked me on YouTube, how much water do I drink in a day? How much does my body need? I don't like count, but I'll show you the drinking glass that I drink from, right? It's pretty big. And I mostly just drink water. I did have coffee this morning, but I drink mostly water as opposed to other things. I do not drink juice. I don't drink soda. You can come around the front. And I try to eat foods that have a lot of juice, a lot of water in them. So especially like in the summer, cucumbers, watermelon, apples, celery, water-filled foods are also going to hydrate you. And they're going to give you some of the little electrolytes and business that helps it get into your body. Okay, coming to the next place. Right hand to the left armpit pec, grabbing in there. You can move around. Either I'm frozen or you're frozen. Christine, let me see. I don't think it's me. Anyway, one side and then switching it to the other. Oh, there we go. Now it's working. So you're getting both sides, armpit, pec, lots of lymph node in there. You could do them both at the same time. You can also kind of move your body as you're getting in there. If you find that it feels tender and kind of sticky, then go very gently. Don't like rip it all apart. Just get gentle in your body. Our bodies are soft animal bodies, like slow healing, slow release of things, not like bash it in there. Slow change for our bodies, going into the next place, the sternocleidomastoid, belly button, xiphoid process right in the middle. And that is not right here on the surface of your body, it's quite deep in. So getting in there, and I like to kind of fold in a little bit so that my abs aren't pushing my fingers out, but I can let that soften. Yeah. And then we're going to go to the next place, inguinal fold right here. If you bend your knees, it's just above that, between your pubic bone and your hip bones. And maybe let that get a little bit into your guts as well. So gut body, getting some movement, belly, guts. And you can also move around a little bit and then taking it down to the back of your knees. We're going to do one more from here. Now that we've gone this whole way, or a couple more actually, let's go down to, you're just going to go into here, behind your ankle, Achilles, both sides, give that a little rub. I'm going on both sides. And I can see I'm trying to relax my foot. So I'm not holding it stiff, I'm letting it move. And then the same thing on the other side. If you need to hold on to something to balance, go for it. Or you can go all the way down to the floor, bent knees, and get in there, however it works for you. Good. And then we're going to do the hand, just around the elbow as well. Elbow. I'm going to move my arm as I do that. And then the same thing on the other side. Breathing into it, right? So we want to come at our health and the health of our body mind, this whole system of ourself, our being, in many different ways, right? There's not one answer. This is the thing, it fixed everything. I mean, maybe there is, but most of the time there's a lot of answers and you have to kind of patch them all together. And it's sort of a living dynamic process that's shifting all the time. So the same answer is not always the same every day. Let's just go down to our wrists. We're going to do this kind of weird. You're just going to rub your wrists together and try and rub around wrist to wrist. This is a weird way of doing it, but should get in there. And you're also like working from both sides. And then shake, 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 bounce, shake it all out, wake up your kinesphere, get the movement all around you. So the spaciousness is around your body and within your body, and you're inviting your body to participate with that spaciousness. When we move our arms over our head, we probably don't spend a lot of time with our arms up there, right? Maybe a basketball player has their arms up there a lot, or somebody who like loads something, right? So just getting your arms moving. So the fascia in your whole body, your arms, your heart, your lungs, gets this movement over your head, finding the back space, the space behind you, maybe the space down below, waking yourself up to that space so that you're not just here in your little world, but the world becomes more expansive because we move into it. We bring our awareness out into it. And then let's spiral, twisting, looking around behind you. Seeing all the way back there every time. So this used to be one of my morning practices, and I would do like 100 twists. Doing a couple of minutes of this a day is going to be helpful for your body. For some people, it's too much to wake up and do something like that. You might want to warm up a little bit first. But just thinking about, what are the ingredients of healthy movement practices that I need today to really inhabit my body? Not inhibit the body, but inhabit the body. Let's be here in our bodies on the planet now. Why not join in with presence right now? Okay, we're going to change that. You're going to flex your foot and go away from it. A little more Qigong version here with this twist, but we're also shifting our weight. If you have shoes on, people at home, maybe try this with bare feet. If that's possible. Oh, and then come in, and we're going to change it to the golf swing, spiraling onto that leg. I mean, this is obviously not a golf swing, but in golf, you would be going onto that foot. So just getting that spiral. And again, seeing behind you, whole body participation. Good. And then we're going to change it again. You're going to reach up and take it down. Reach up, bend your knees. Reach it up, down, inhale, exhale. Open the lungs. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, and come in. Let's do some circles, big circles with your pelvis, hydrating up those hip sockets and letting your sacrum have some movement. So think of really your sacrum and your lumbar vertebrae are getting a little bit of mobility. Not a lot. It's pretty well connected in there, but just a little bit of movement. So the tissues are pulling and giving more integrity to the bones, to the fascia, change direction, and also to your nervous system, right? So our tail is moving. We're moving from the bottom, or even our legs are moving. We're moving up towards our brain. From the distal parts in to the center, up to the head. I mean, it's really our pelvis isn't really a distal part so much, but we could think of our feet and fingers as being the distal part, the part of us that's far away. So we have this core distal relationship, center to edge, right? And we want to have access. So let's just come in and reach out. Come in and reach out. Come in. You could just touch. Come in, reach out. I'm stepping down. This may be different for you, however you're doing it. If you don't want to go off the floor, don't. This is my very however it happens version. Let's try it in different places. You can go forward, reach out forward, reach out backward. Just feeling, kicking the cat tower. Peapod has sort of given up the cat tower for the summer. This is not her hang space anymore. She's usually on the back porch. All right, shake it all out, shake it all, shake it all out, shake it all out. When we move our body into the space around us, we bring that into our spaciousness within us as well, right? We're giving this three-dimensional movement through our tissues. We're hydrating, we're becoming more fluid, but we're also expanding our world. You want to feel the world bigger? Reach out into it further. Send your energy out and away and gather back in from that sent energy. Let it return to you, right? It's not just going out and never coming back. We're having this two-way or maybe ripply three-dimensional version of energy coming out and coming back in. All right, let's come down to the floor. If you have a block, sit up on your block. And if you have weights, we're going to do some stuff with the weights, but I have really low light weights. Mine are 3-pounders. So something light for you. It might be 1 pound, it might be 4 pounds, whatever floats your boat. Oh, these little plastic things. So much plastic in our worlds, right? All right, flex your feet. You're going to internally rotate, scoop, hollow and round. Externally rotate, open the front of the body. Internally rotate. Externally rotate. Open it up. So the back is opening. And then the front is opening. And the back is opening. And then the front is opening. This is sort of a seated cat-cow with internal, external rotation. And let's come in and take it forward and just shift your weight from side to side. If you don't have a block, maybe you can fold up a towel or a couple of towels, just something where you can elevate your pelvis. Let your head and neck release. So we have this fluid that's surrounding, it's created in our brain, and then it filters down through our spinal cord, bathing our nervous system, and it comes back up, clears out, and goes back into our heart, and then releases through our pee or whatever, our pee and our poop, detoxifies out through our blood system again. So that is cerebral spinal fluid, and that fluid is in there nourishing your brain and your nervous system, and it is also eliminating waste, and it filters through our body 3 to 4 times a day. So when we're moving and we're getting some freedom in our head-tail connection, we're allowing some movement, some wave-like, or even just twisting movement in our spine, we're helping release any sort of blockages that might be stopping that fluid from moving easily through our spinal cord, or around our spinal cord, around our brain. So we're going to do a head sideways, and then up, head sideways, and then up, letting this ripple through your body. Think of this like Stevie Wonder, Axl Rose dancing. Head initiates the movement, ripples down through your spine to your tail. All these kind of ripples and waves are great for your organs because they're requiring things to move a little differently. So if things are starting to sort of calcify or get adhesions, it can help open that up, reabsorbing whatever stuckness or stickiness is in there. And some people say, oh, once you have plaque, you can never reabsorb it. But I do not believe that. We are bodies of water. When we change the way we move, when we change the demand on the system, it changes what's going on in there. So if we stay rigid and do all the same things, it might be very hard to change the system, what's going on with the plaque or the adhesions. But if we keep moving and shifting the way that we're working with the fluids in our body, it's going to shift the way that the formations within our body are forming. That's my belief anyway. And I'm sticking with it. Let's flex and spiral. Taking a little deeper, and then the other way. Again, it's like we're wringing out and then letting the fluid reintegrate, squishing around. And within our body, within our tissues, within our fascia, there is a lot of fluid. And the interstitial fluid, the extracellular matrix, and sometimes it's in a very gel-like, sort of like an aspic form, and sometimes it's more in a sort of watery form. So and there's a lot of integrity in that gel-like aspic form, but even when we squish it around, we're giving it the chance. It's not going to break it up and turn it into mushy jelly. It's just giving it a chance to renegotiate what's happening in there. Do I even know what I'm talking about? I do not know, but this is stuff that I learned from Gil Headley, from studying connective tissue therapy, and from Jean-Claude Gembertau's Strolling Beneath the Skin, or Strolling Under the Skin, and then also Lori Nemet's book, Myofascia, Inform and Function. So yeah, studying with different people. It's not just coming out of my butt is what I'm saying. I'm not just making this stuff up. I have read things, although the way that we look at things and think about things is always changing. Back of the hands towards each other. Inhale, open. You know, today's magic is tomorrow's science. Inhale, spiral. Exhale, take it back. Inhale, serve the sandwiches with generosity to everyone. Exhale. Inhale, is there a way to be more generous with your spirit? Inhale, here, everybody, have some sandwiches. Inhale, open it up. I would like to share with you the very best sandwiches that I have. I'm not going to give you the crusty, yucky sandwiches that are from, a few days ago party, unless of course that's all we've got, and then please share them with me. But if I'm going to offer you the sandwiches going to be the very best sandwiches that I possibly could offer you. Inhale, open. Happy, healthy sandwiches full of cucumbers. Cucumber. That might just be an English thing, a cucumber sandwich. And let's take it down, all the way down. Inhale, open. Oh, hello, plant. And exhale, bend your knees. Inhale, see the light, have a moment. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, stretch, reach it long. Knee and the snake plant. Exhale, inhale, open. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, stretch it out. Exhale, inhale, open. Exhale, roll it down. Reach it long, get very long. Exhale, bend your knees. Open your heart and lungs. Exhale. Inhale, open. Exhale. Inhale, 2 more. Exhale, roll it down. If it's too much to roll through your spine like this, just go halfway. You know, you don't have to do the whole thing. You could either stay on the low half or the high half. Last full one. At the end of this, we're going to come back down. And just stretch one side of your body and then the other in a free flow manner. Stretch the way your body wants to stretch, reaching out one side. Maybe there's some extra movement that needs to happen, reaching out the other side. Letting your torso mobilize as well as your leg and arm reaching away from center. So this is this core distal stretching along the floor. And come in and let's take a heel rock. Soften your body, let go of everything that you're holding. Extra tension melts away. If possible, let it go. Encouraging a ripple and a wave of movement up through your body. So you don't have to hold in your guts. Also, like if you're taking an exercise class and you have to go to the bathroom, don't hold it in. Go to the bathroom and come back, right? So you're not holding in this tension pattern. I don't know. I'm just saying that. Don't think, oh, I have to wait. I have to hold it. No, let go and let it go. Listen to your body on that one, especially if you're exercising. All right. Sometimes you may not have a choice, like if you're outside somewhere, but if you have a choice, just go to the bathroom. Feet on the floor, just knee dropping from side to side, letting this massage through your butt and the back of your hips. I'm going to go kind of slow because I taught my bar burn class at the gym yesterday. It's really not very burn-like, but we did do like 5 minutes of one song of tendus and dégagés and battements. Front, side, back, side, en croix. So my hips, and then we did a ton of pliés and grand pliés in second position. Whenever I do work those muscles more, my lower back is a little bit, and hips are a little bit more tight the next day. So I am letting it go, moving from side to side. I'm taking a little deeper. Breathing. Letting my shoulders relax also. I'm turning my head today in the same direction, which is just a more gentle way of doing this, massaging through my hips as I go from side to side. And then coming in. So we're going to kind of balance it out so that I'm just going to turn my mat around so I'm not dancing with the snake plant. Let's grab our weights and internally rotate your legs, turn in your toes. So pigeon-toed knock knee position, grabbing your weights, hands together, just circling around your body. Inhale as you open and exhale as you close. If this is hard, you can bend your elbows a little bit more or get rid of your weights. But ideally, we want to start lengthening out so that our arms are really reaching over our head. We're massaging through the back of our scapula, head and neck. As we go down to the floor, get to relax into the floor. And then coming up, we're looking towards our hands. We could look towards our hands the whole way around. Let's change direction. Exhaling up. Inhaling down as a suggestion, but you could do it in the opposite way. Seeing if you can lengthen out those arms. If it hurts in your rotator cuff, then take it very easy. Maybe bend your elbows more. Good. And then come in, release it, put your weights down. Let's just take the arms up by themselves. Sometimes we do this with the weights, spiraling in and then out. So thumb is spiraling and then pinky is spiraling, and let your hands get involved. So it's not just this with flat hands, but you're spreading out your fingers. Let's do it so that you can see it. Yeah, like that. I'm actually going to spiral my arms down to my hips, spiraling in and out, bringing the arms up, letting that spiral go all the way into your scapula, taking your arms up over your head. What does that even feel like? Probably feel the little knobs on the back of your scapula on the floor. We're going to open it out to the side, rotating in and out, right? Thinking of all the muscles, all the fascia, and the organs that are being affected by this. I'm going to change direction, circling out and up, feeling the space around me and inviting that spaciousness into my tissue, inviting that coherence into my body so that my systems are working together. All righty, let's do a kind of more Pilates exercise. If you have a block, grab it, stick it on your pubic bone, have a moment of intimacy with your block, squeeze your legs together. My block is kind of narrow, so it's better if you have a slightly fatter block than what I have, like one of the normal size yoga blocks, but must make this work. Arms up over your head, deep breath in. We're gonna come up on the exhale. We're gonna shh, like you're telling someone to be quiet. Shh, down, and then inhale. Touch the floor. You can relax your feet there if you want, and then point up. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Librarian quieting everybody down. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, big deep breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Strong sound. Inhale. Exhale. So don't be shy with that. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. And relax. So doing that helps. Like if you just feel it, take your hands on your ribs. Deep breath in, and then you can feel how everything kind of condenses with that. So you're just bringing in all your possible breathing muscles into accord with your abdominals so that everything's working together. Strong is going to bring it in. I think we've been really poorly educated in terms of breathing practices, like for me anyway, from like youthfulness on. And you know what? I was looking at yoga books when I was like 7. I had, we had a Indian family, and Shamila Pawar used to come and stay at our house and for like months or weeks at a time. And we would be like, let's do yoga every day. And we had this little yoga book. But understanding breathing practices and having a relationship with them takes like a lot of time. It's not like I did box breathing once or I did coherent breathing once and now I get it. It's like, no, it's a relationship. It's like looking at art. If you have a painting that you love, you might look at it and see different things every day, right? It's a relationship that like, oh, or even if you see a performance multiple times, you're going to get different information from it. So it's the same thing. Each moment is a new moment in our body. What happens when I do this practice now? Don't expect things to be the same every time. Really notice the fine granular detail of the complexity and difference of each session. Cheers. Yeah, one of my big ogre glasses. That isn't actually one of the ogre glasses, but I have them. I know that the Americans, compared to the Europeans, tend to have, except for those Germans have those Rodlers, but Americans tend to have these huge, like coffee cups, huge everything, huge wine glasses. And my experience, it's not quite the same in Europe. Yeah. All right. I had a French boyfriend once who came over, and just as a like as a protest against the largeness of all the American things, he would take like a tiny little, like maybe 2-ounce glass and drink his water out of that. I was like, you're not going to get enough out of that 2-ounce glass. Let's come onto hands and knees. Let's curl the toes under. We're going to do a cat cow here with a couple of possibilities. Well, we'll do a few different versions. The first version is going to be leaving your toes curled under, arching and curling. Any breathing pattern that feels good to you. Second version of that, hands maybe a little closer underneath you, knees off the floor with the same thing. You can think of really pushing through your arms. Good. Come down. Next pattern is finding a wave through your body and letting that ripple, if that's possible. So I'm starting at my tail, rippling up to my head, and I'm going to stick with the form for a couple of them. Waving tail to head. You could go head to tail, which is still sticking with the head tail form of waving. You could let it move one way and then the other way. And maybe it's hard to find that successive movement, one to the next, to the next, to the next. But you can also go full on free flow, any kind of movement. And let's add a theta breath to that. So it's a sa, like a soft hiss. If you want to come down to your elbows for this, you can, if your wrists are bothering you at all. Free flowing the head tail connection and the torso, and slowing down the exhale with that hiss. That slowing down of the exhale is going to bring you into a more parasympathetic state. Rest, digest, soothe, and settle, so we can move softly and gently in our bodies. Not like burning and pushing, but just soft, gentle, fluid movement. Finding these internal flows or inviting in a different kind of patterning. Head, tail, freedom, which could be done here in a quadruped, or you could also try it from, this will have a lot more sort of muscular involvement if you come into a downward dog, but you could also just come onto your legs so that your arms don't have to do as much work, knees bent or straight, and free up your spine. So just giving you a lot of options there. Really work with what feels good to you and let yourself see if you can find some more release. Even if you're engaging, but finding spaciousness in your spine, different ways of being in your body. Imagining that you have just come into this body for the first time ever, landing in this weird downward dog, and you're like, what is this? What can I do? What is possible? How do I learn movement from here? How do I learn my own movement and recuperative movement, not just pushing it movement? All right, let's come down, give the wrists a break, and come onto our butts. You're going to grab onto your knees. So I'm just going to hook my fingers around my knees so that my wrists are long like this. I'm not here. And just pull and curl, rounding. So for me, my upper back and neck tend to be fairly tight. partly because my hamstrings are so open. But I'm trying to just pull out and lengthen the tissue in my wrists. So as I'm here, I'm also going to internally and externally rotate just my elbows in and out. Maybe that goes into your shoulders a little bit. Neck, jaw, tongue, relaxed. Ugh. It's not like we want to go around a whole day with our tongue relaxed like Droopy the dog. But if we are feeling tense, we can relax our tongue, and that's going to bring us down pretty fast. But then normal, like to be in your normal level, you don't want your tongue just relaxed all the time. It should just be gently on the roof of your mouth. All right, let's do something from our sides. We haven't done a side plank in a long time. Not just a side plank. So elbow's going to go beneath you. If you need to make this easier, just stay here. Harder there, harder there, and maybe the hardest is here. I'm going to go here because I want to be able to lengthen my body, and I'm just going to circle the upper arm, opening my chest and lungs, following my hand with my eyes, circling around, and then changing direction. 3 to 5 in one direction and 3 to 5 in the other direction. Then coming down, switching it around, pressing it back up. You can either roll over or scooch the way I did. Circling in one direction. Look towards your hands. See your fingers moving. A different kind of hand-eye coordination, just watching your hand change direction. And come down. So even there's a lot of exercises that we can do. Let's just do one really quick, and then we're going to go back and repeat that exercise. If you have somewhere where you can look far away, like I have windows right there, so I can look far away. I'm going to put my finger close to my face. I'm going to look at my finger right in front of my nose, and then I'm going to look as far away as I can out into the distance. If you have a window, use that. If you don't, look in your room as far as you can, or imagine you're looking out. Come back to your finger, and then look far away. Come back to your finger, focus in, focus, expand the focus, bring it in close. Expand the focus, bring it in close. Expand the focus, bring it in close. Expand, bring it in. You might want to do that way faster. You might want to do that way slower. It's something that you can do in your day to give your eyes either a break from looking around too far or a break from being too tight. But especially if you spend a lot of time on a phone or in a tight space with your awareness, keep bringing it out. Take it out as far as it can go. And then if you take it out and look around, you're going to release in your head and neck, relax your jaw, take in the environment, let it come into your eyes. And as you're looking around, your nervous system is learning that you are safe right now. So you can down regulate a little bit, right? Turning our head from side to side is a natural pattern that people have always done through time to go, is there anything happening? Is anyone coming to get me? I know it's the old saber-toothed tiger. Is it running at me, or am I safe? Can I see anything in the distance? No. Oh, how beautiful. I can relax. So I can look out at that gorgeous sunset on the water, whatever it is, and go, oh, isn't this lovely? All right, back to our first side one more time. We're going to change the exercise. We're just going to pulse up, going 1, 2, 3, 4. Put your knees down if you need to. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. We are going to do just a little bit of legs. We're going to go up all the way and then down. I'm going to flex up and take it down. That's 2, 3. Feeling your feet working at the end of your body. 4. Core distal relationship. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Bending your knees like you're sitting in a chair. So you're in a right angle in your hips, a right angle in your knees. You're going to take the top leg knee into your body, up to your shoulder, reach down, straighten out your leg right down below you. So it's not in that Pilates pike, but it's underneath. So you're stretching all of this tissue in your body. Then fold it up in towards you. Knee turns out. Reach it down. Maybe take it back a little bit. In, up, down, take it back. in, up, down. It doesn't have to go back far, just a little so that we're getting a slight arch in our back. Reaching behind you. Stretching through the front of the abs and the psoas there. Feeling your organs opening up. It's not like we're trying to open up our organs. We really just want them to slide against each other and have some spaciousness inside of them. They're not all unhappy and clenchy, but there's movement and space. Let's change direction. You're going to take it slightly behind you, bring the knee up toward the shoulder and bring it in. Just slightly behind you, it rotates out, probably has to come in slightly behind you. Like you're saying, come on, with your like, come on, everybody. Reach it back. Maybe two more. Last one. Good. And then grab on, take it back, quad stretch. Oh, hello, quad. Isn't it delicious to stretch? And I'm going to just slightly internally and externally rotate, moving my femur head, the head of my thigh bone, in the hip socket, right? So that internal and external rotation is just changing the feeling of the stretch. Try not to stretch with your knee up here. Bring it down so it's in line with your body. And then you're going to kick into your hand and take your knee back further. So there's more space between your heel and your butt. Push back with your leg, and then slowly bring your heel to your butt. Push back with your leg, heel comes into butt. Push back with your leg, heel into butt. Push back with your leg, heel into butt. One more. Push back with your leg and bring it in, and that's it. Roll it onto your back. Take both legs and arms up to the ceiling and just shake it out. Let it go. Jello body, jello tissue. Happy bones jangling around. And then come up. I don't know how it is for you guys. It's really humid here. And I know that I feel like I'm kind of okay with the humidity, but other people, one of my people that I talked to is telling me that she's getting migraines every day from the humidity. So like, depending on what our bodies are used to, and also the air quality can really have an effect on our nervous system. So when the density of life is coming in and pushing on you, maybe it's time to either slow down or do more of the practices that are nourishing and nurturing for your body. Eat healthier, drink more water, flush things out of your system, get as much sleep as you can. I've been having a hard time sleeping, but that tends to be a thing for me in the summer when we have so much light. I usually don't sleep as much. All right, we're starting this with our pulses up, coming onto your first side. Hopefully I can remember the whole sequence I just did. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pulsing from underneath. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Take it down. I can remember it. If I forget something, forgive me. I'm imperfect, just like everyone else. Oh, I think we're flexing up and pointing down. Yeah, flex up, point down. Flex up, point down. 3, I know I have an extra one, but 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That's it, just 10. Bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Oh, hello, Peapod. So there's construction on the street outside. They're ripping up the whole street. And that is another thing that wears on your nervous system, like sound, vibration, moving through your body and coming into your head. So knee to your chest, toward your shoulder, down, slightly behind you and in. If we're particularly dense ourselves and have blocked a lot of sensation, oh, there's the squeaky beaks, then we are not going to feel what's happening, right? And so it might manifest in a different way. We don't notice it, we don't feel it. And so later on, something comes up, right? Maybe not, maybe we're lucky and we can just roll with the punches or roll with the waves. But just be aware, it's all happening here. It's not happening somewhere else. Whatever your experience of life is happening in your body. Change direction, reach it back, up and over. And I say this all the time, But even an out-of-body experience requires a body, right? You don't have an out-of-body experience as just some spiritual being. Maybe they do, but for us as humans, we have to have a body to be having an out-of-body experience. And the more that we can come into relationship, deep, loving, kind acceptance of ourselves, movement with the flow of life, movement with the flow of being, the easier, not the easier it is, but I don't know, the gentler we can live in our bodies and on the planet. All right, let's do the quad stretch, taking it back, in and out. We are beings of the earth, also known as earthlings. If we go into outer space, we lose density of the bones. We lose the density of the blood. We lose the density of the fascia. You can read this on the NASA website. When astronauts come back, the blood is the first thing that comes back to the earth density. The fascia second, takes a few months, and the bones never come back to what they were before they left, right? So there's like kind of a little osteoporosis in there, less density of the bones. Kick it back and bring it in. Our tissue, the form of our body, requires this relationship to gravity to form itself. Astronauts in outer space have to do all sorts of exercises with elasticity and weights on them to help maintain some of that density. Push back, push back, push back, and then heel to your butt. Push, 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 and then heel to your butt. Push, 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 and heel to your butt. And push, and in. Last one. Out and in. Roll it over onto your back. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. Free up your spine. Relax your face. Relax your arms. And then let's come up. I can hear the construction stuff out on the street is getting louder. It's probably you can't even hear it, but because I think my earbuds are blocking out the sound. But that's going to be going on all week, folks. So we'll see. We're going to do a set of regular push-ups with a knee drop in the middle. If you want to do the push-ups from your knees and then pop your knees up in the middle, go for it. But try to add the knees either going down and coming up or coming down and going up. I don't know, whatever, the opposite thing between each push-up. So going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And relax for a second. Hands in and out. Yeah, so this seated position I'm in is just because this knee still does not like deep flexion. Let that move into your elbows, into your shoulders, right? So the wave can be getting bigger. Flow of movement from the fingertips into the heart and from the heart to the fingertips. All the way out to those little distal capillaries where the arterial flow nourishing your body switches to the venous flow, coming back in, eliminating waste. This is happening all over your body. It's not just going out to your fingertips. It's everywhere where the arteries go out, nourishing, 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 out to the very edge, come back in, removing waste. So when we have this relationship growing and shrinking in any way with our body, we are really tuning into that type of flow, going out, coming back, going out, coming back, right? Radiating away, coming back in. I can move easily outward. I can allow things to come back in, or I can nourish my body and then I can eliminate waste. But also like as that elimination of waste, detoxification, like that's part of our health, right? We need these things moving through our systems. All right. I wanted to do another set of push-ups. That was our break. I'm going to do tricep push-ups this time. This time I'm going to do my push-up with my knees on the floor and I'll pop them off in the middle of each one. So I'm going to do elbows into my sides for this. I'm going to do a push-up and then knees lift. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Use your breath. 9. Last one. 10. Take it into a quick child's pose. I'm going to not quite go down to child's pose. Interlace your hands behind your back. Squeeze them together. Move them around a little side to side. This could be in a total child's pose. I'm just not because of my knee. And then relax that down. Take it onto your belly on the floor. We're going to do baby cobra. We're almost done. This will be our last thing that we do here. Inhale, lift, radiate out, float it around like you're flying. Bring it back in and come down. Up the middle, open it out, float it around. Find some free flow, even as you're moving. Bring it back in and come down. Up, out, float it like a frog flying, like a Pegasus flying. I don't know. And take it down like a seed pod flying in the air to a distant shore or a bird. Come in. I just don't think that my movement is flying like any of these things. I'm really doing my free form, weird movement flying, any way that feels good to you. You're in, down, last one, up, reach it out. Bring it in, come all the way up. Take it back into your child's pose. Walk your hands to one side and your butt to the other. And then shift it to the other side. You can go back and forth there. I'm just going to do it high with my hips. Shifting your hips to one side and your arms to the other. This could be done really in a child's pose. And then release that. Come up, legs out in front of you. Shake out your legs, let the back of the hamstrings release. Rotate in and out. Walk your butt from side to side. Forward fold. If you flex your feet, try and feel the stretch from the soles of the feet up through the backs of the leg, through the back of the body, all the way around the head to the face. Big breathing. Filling up the inner body with breath. And then releasing into that spaciousness. And then coming up. Let's do this. I'm going to take my ankle across my knee. My hands are behind me. You can kind of pick yourself up, hug yourself into your leg, or you could do it this way, right? Any way that feels good to you. Finding that hip stretch. And then release. Let it go. Switch it to the other side. Same thing. Either hugging it in, picking yourself up, coming in. Move it around till you feel what your body needs. Maybe it's something totally different. Good. And then release, legs out, give them a bang. Glide your feet underneath you. Take your butt to the ceiling. Let's open the feet wide. We're just going to shift from side to side. Letting your crown of your head drop down to the floor, right? So grounding your energy, even if you need to bend your knees here, that's totally fine. Bent legs, straight legs, shifting, whatever feels good to you. Letting whatever you're holding in the top of your brain just pour out, right? Any extra tension pattern, any extra inhibition, let that release. And then come in, slowly roll it up through your spine. I'm bending my knees to come up, coming all the way up to the top. Inhaling, open, reaching it out and up. And exhaling, let's shake out, shake, shake, shake. Shake it all out, jiggle, 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 loose and easy. Inhale, open. opening it up to the gods and goddesses and shaking it, releasing like a dog coming out of the water. Blah, 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 blah. They always manage to find someone and shake it all off next to somebody. One more time. Inhale, lift. Letting go, letting go, letting go. Excellent. If you made it all the way to the end, tap yourself on the back. Good job. And if you are watching my channel and would like to subscribe to my Patreon, I have one. You could do that at many different levels, like from $10, $3, $250. I don't even know what they are, but I could certainly use the help. So feel free to do that.